Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. Dallas. 3 people have non-life-threatening injuries, and 1 person is in serious condition because of a shooting at Wilmer-Hutchins High School in Dallas. Dallas ISD confirmed the suspect was taken into custody on Tuesday night. A law enforcement source told Fox 4 the suspected shooter turned himself in at the Lew Sterrett Justice Center around 9 p.m. The suspect's name has not been released. Tuesday's shooting happened almost exactly a year after a similar shooting on the Southeast Dallas campus. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel. We know about the victims. Dallas and Dallas ISD police responded to calls about a shooting on the campus around 1 p.m. on Tuesday. Dallas fire rescue officials confirmed 4 male victims were taken to the hospital. 3 of those people were shot and 1 suffered what Dallas Fire Rescue is calling a musculoskeletal injury to the lower body. Only 1 has serious injuries and all others have non-life-threatening injuries. 3 of the victims range in age from 15 to 18. The age of the 4th person is unknown. Sources told Fox 4 said at least 1 17-year-old male student was shot in the lower leg. Dallas Mayor Pro Temp Tenel Atkins said all of victims are expected to recover. "We don't have a serious injury right now to my knowledge. Pray for the family. Pray for the kids. Pray for the students. And thank God no one is crucially injured," he said. Dallas ISD Assistant Police Chief Christiana Smith said the suspect has been identified but has not yet been arrested. "We have many of our law enforcement partners helping us, and we are working on locating and arresting the suspect at this time," she said. She would not release any information about the shooter or the circumstances leading up to the shooting. Chief Smith would only say that the shooter did not bring the gun through security during regular intake. "So it was not a failure of our staff, of our protocols, or of the machinery that we have," she said. Witness accounts: Sergio Campos, a Wilmer City Council member and parent, said he was on campus at the time of the shooting for a meeting with his child's teacher. He heard about 7 gunshots and then saw 1 or 2 victims being carried outside. One of them appeared to have a leg injury. "The kids were just running out, all of them, just hundreds of kids running out," he said. Freshman Salondra Ibanez heard the gunshots from her classroom. "My teacher, she was going over our work and we heard a gunshot. At first, I was just trying to process it because usually they have like little things they smack in the halls, like they play around. So I was processing it and it went off again and it was faster this time." Dallas ISD Superintendent Dr. Stephanie Ellisald would not discuss how the suspect got the gun on campus or whether the school has security issues. Today, as we all know, the unthinkable has happened. And quite frankly, this is just becoming way too familiar, and it should not be familiar, she said. "So I know that there are many questions and we're not going to have all the answers right now because some of the information will be inaccurate. So we will do our very best because we know it is important to be always transparent. The campus will be closed for the remainder of the week. Extra security will also be brought in for the nearby elementary school and counselors will be on hand for the high school students once the campus reopens. I want to do everything we can to provide reassurance to our parents. You know, the last thing anyone thinks when they're bringing their children to school, whether it's a high school or whether your spouse or significant other is going to work, is to think that these things are happening." Afternoon gunfire sends students scrambling. Officers were dispatched about 1 p.m. to the school in the 5500 block of Langdon Road. A police call log showed more than 20 units responded to the scene. Jason Evans, a Dallas Fire Rescue spokesman, confirmed 4 students were taken to hospitals. "Their conditions varied," he said, "from not life-threatening to serious." Lawmakers react. Governor Greg Abbott said his heart goes out to the victims of this senseless act of violence at Wilmer-Hutchins High School. "I spoke with Dallas ISD Superintendent Stephanie Ellisald and Dallas ISD Chief Albert Martinez. I offered to support the school district families, students, and staff and to provide law enforcement with the tools they need to arrest the criminals involved and bring them to justice. Since I've been governor, Texas has provided over $3 billion in school safety funding. Tuesday's shooting comes almost exactly a year since a 17-year-old Wilmer-Hutchins student shot another student inside a classroom. After the shooting, police said a teacher intervened and made the student leave the classroom. The school was placed on lockdown. He was found a short time later near the school's football field. The gun was found in the woods nearby. The shooting prompted many questions about how the student brought a gun into the school. Wilmer-Hutchins High School is equipped with metal detectors and has a clear backpack policy. Abbott posted to X, saying, "Our hearts go out to the victims of the senseless act of violence at Wilmer-Hutchins High School. We'll provide law enforcement the tools needed to arrest and bring the criminals to justice," he wrote. "Cecilia and I ask our fellow Texans to join us in praying for the victims' swift recovery and for the entire Wilmer-Hutchins High School community." Abbott added that since becoming governor, Texas has provided more than $3 billion in school safety funding. "This session, I am seeking an additional $500 million to further safeguard schools across the state," he wrote. There was a shooting at the high school nearly a year ago, prompting the use of metal detectors and clear backpacks, according to Fox 4. Wilmer-Hutchins High School will be closed for the remainder of the week, and additional officers will be stationed at other district schools, Elliseld said. This did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital's request for comment. Texas Governor Greg Abbott called the shooting a senseless act of violence and said he has offered support to law enforcement in bringing justice to the person responsible. "I offered to support the school district families, students, and staff and to provide law enforcement with the tools they need to arrest the criminals involved and bring them to justice," Abbott said in a statement. "Since I've been governor, Texas has provided over $3 billion in school safety funding. This session, I am seeking an additional $500 million to further safeguard schools across the state." Critics have long condemned Abbott's handling of gun violence at schools, especially after the May 2022 mass shooting that killed 19 elementary school children and 2 teachers in Uvalde, Texas. The governor declined to make 21 the minimum age to legally purchase combat-style rifles, like the one used by 18-year-old Salvador Ramos. "We want to end school shootings, but we cannot do that by making false promises," Abbott said during a debate at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley on September 30, 2022. "We need to get to the bottom of what is really ailing our communities, and that is the mental health that is leading people to engage in school shootings."